Okay. Okay. So yeah, I gotta forgive your boy because I'm working with new materials. Um, it's kind of funny in here right now, man. I'm like a baby all over again with this stuff, but of course, you got to know how much fun that is for me. I'm sitting here like a kid on Christmas, man. But I don't know how many of y'all got to. I didn't even get to the upload just because, like, once again, I was having issues. This time it wasn't the sound, it was the video. Like, my video just decided to crap out on me. So I had a corrupted file. And it's crazy. I sat there for probably about a total of probably about 45 minutes just to get to the point where I had to scrap the whole video. It was choppy and then it just stopped playing. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? I'm trying to transfer the file. I can't even get the file to play. It was just like a different kind of headache this time. I don't know what happened. All I can say is it's probably because I was talking about Diddy. That's the only thing I could think of. Like, I started talking about Diddy and my equipment failed. That's crazy, man. What are we gonna do about our favorite artist, man? He's never been my favorite artist, but he just made me think about like a long list of some of the greatest artists that we've had, some of the people that have given us some like fire content over our lifetimes. Nobody is actually there except for the people that were there. But for us to be on the outside, all we really have is speculation and all that kind of stuff. So we don't know what's really going on. It's just, I kind of think where there's smoke, there's fire with certain people. It's just kind of hard to discern what's what. Because we were just here not too long ago. Every situation is different. So I hate to compare, but Jonathan Majors, everybody threw him under the bus before his day in court. So I think it's really making me, I don't know, it's complicated when it comes to the artist. Like, is it difficult for you to appreciate the art and not pay attention to who the artist actually is as a person? Their transgressions, how much does that affect how you view them, how you enjoy whatever it is they create? Do you just stop enjoying it altogether? Like, I know it's almost a consensus when it comes to R. Kelly that everybody is just done with him. I'm having a little trouble with that because, I mean, he's kind of like interwoven in the fabric of R&B. I don't think people understand how many hits he's responsible for. Not even on his own accord, hits that he's written for other people. He's a composer. Like, he's been around for a long time, and it's kind of hard to just act like that stuff never happened. He's been a Punchline. He's been part of Chappelle and the Boondocks and everything else. And even with all of that, as far as an artist, he's still one of my favorite artists of all time. We went through this with Mike. We went through this with Bill Cosby. I mean, the list goes on and on. We went through this with Mike Tyson and Tupac and a whole lot of other people, man. So I know it gets complicated because sometimes when you buck the system, that's when you end up getting a case thrown your way. Who's to say what's really going on behind the scenes? I just know that a lot of times the only thing we really have on our side is time. That's the only time we really get the opportunity to figure out what really happened. Because in the meantime, we know that the media controls whatever it is that we hear. And when you made up your mind about a person or a situation, a lot of times it doesn't matter what they say or what evidence they present to you or whatever their outcry is, if they speak in their own words, it's like it'll never be good enough for some people, even if it is the truth, even if what they say happens to be what we should have been listening to all along. So, yeah, it's complicated. I've seen the smear campaigns before. I've seen the way they work. It's just in certain situations, the details given can sway you, even if you weren't in the room, even if you were nowhere near the situation to begin with. Just the evidence, or what seems to be evidence that's presented to you, is enough for you to go, oh, I mean, what can I say to that? What can we do about that? Like, we got to let them go. We got to cancel them. That's a tough one. I know I've had opinions on Diddy for a long time, and it has nothing to do with a personal experience I had with him. Is based on just a feeling. I want to say a little bit of education based on the different people that have been under his label, the different people that have been around him. I mean, one of his former artists wrote a book called Dancing with the Devil. And that's a mouthful in and of itself, man. People have been trying to warn us about this dude and his behavior and some of the things that he gets into behind the scenes. I mean, even recently, like some of his behavior in interviews and, even behind the scenes camera footage, not truly behind the scenes, but like we saw the video with him and Usher. Pause. Right. I hate to even laugh about this stuff, but like he just seems to be one of those people that's like so deep in the mud. Like, if this one is not true, then okay. But we have to say, just so everybody understands, that these are all rumors and all allegations until they're proven to be facts. So that's where everything gets complicated. I really have a tough time with this. It's not really that hard for me when it comes to Diddy, but with some of the other people, I don't know, man. Like, you got to take the cue from people that have been trying to tell us for a long time, stop worshiping celebrity. I'm not a celebrity worshiper. I've been privy to some of the things that go on for a long time, but coming from me, people wouldn't really see it as valid because I'm not actually on the inside. But I mean, come on, y'all. For decades, there's been people telling us about everything that happens. Some of it is eyewitness news. Look, this happened to me. This is my story. And then those are the people that we just label crazy. Now, Orlando Brown is probably one of the most intriguing figures because it's kind of hard to, dig through all of the stuff that he throws at you, because some of it is like, it's pure foolishness. But I think a little bit of that is, you're not supposed to be exposing what's happening behind the scenes. And they pay for that. The people that expose, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but a lot of times when somebody exposes something, they end up locked up. They end up with a case on them. They end up institutionalized in some kind of way. We saw what happened to Kanye. We heard what happened to Kanye. There's been other people to back that up. I don't know how much y'all know about Jaguar Wright. People feel like she is a maniac. But how much of what she said has been proven to be incorrect? I don't think that woman is crazy at all. So I don't know, man. These people live this life being involved in this world and all of the darkness that lies within the fine print. You don't know until you in too deep. A lot of people don't read those contracts to find out exactly what it is they're signing up for. But the crazy part about it is we see this play out over and over and over again. Sometimes I feel complicit just from being sometimes I feel complicit just for being a consumer. You know, it's like it's nowhere to run from all of this stuff because it's not, it's entertainment as a whole, you know, but then it creeps into almost every avenue because it's not just movies or TV or music or sports. Some of the churches, like this darkness is like touching every avenue and every corner of the world. And I remember Dick Gregory saying, every time you buy a loaf of bread, you feed in this madness. That's why I say I think we are complicit, just because we fund these companies. We don't understand how much of the evil that's happening on a day-to-day basis is actually being funded by us. I think Smart is another person that's kind of broken down. Like, look, you think it's this corporation, but look, behind that door is another one. And, you know, it gets smaller and smaller until you find out it's only a handful of companies that control all of this media and everything else that's going on. So there's a lot of hidden hands. Stuff is playing out in front of us, but it's kind of crazy. It's the same thing as like if you bring up the devil, it's like, who is that dude? I've never seen him, but he sure seems to get around. Just talking about canceled shows and a lot of what was disappointing to me about like Winning Time, even though I can understand with Winning Time when they use your, you know, likeness and depiction and everything like that. They're telling a story, and like a lot of people weren't really a fan of that show, the people that they were using, because your reputation is on the line when you have somebody else telling your story like that. Like I know they say it's like loosely based on reality and it's kind of exaggerated. They didn't make Magic Johnson look like the greatest guy in the world. As a matter of fact, when I think about it, I think only Pat Riley came out of that looking like, Pat Riley almost came out of that show looking like a saint. Like compared to everybody else, it was just like, man, somebody really loved Pat Riley when they wrote this show. Because almost everybody else is like, whoa, like this is a lot. It's made for TV, but then we know the truth is stranger than fiction. So like when we get to like the real stories, there's no telling how much they might have even been missing when they made that show. I just know I was really enjoying it. I know I wasn't the only one. And I'm kind of, I guess, who knows what kind of lawsuits they could have been looking at. I'm just disappointed at HBO for giving up on that show and doing the rush job at the end of the season. We didn't even get a full second season. So That was kind of trash to me. And on the other end, you have Stars, which they have some of the most original programming I can think of. Like from the first show that really caught my attention before even Power was Spartacus. And I know the star of the show ended up passing and they had to like scramble and, kind of hit reset. So we got like this prequel season in the middle of the show. And then, even that was good. Like it was captivating. I like the writing. I like the character development, all of that. It was just like a very unique show. Um, and then recently, of course, on the other end of Power, in the Power universe, like they gave us a couple of more shows that I was really into, like Heels. It's a wrestling show. Um, it was like kind of like an underdog story, but way more to it than that. I like the relationship with the brothers and all of the characters they were trying to develop with that show. I thought that was just like a gem. And then another one, which is probably even less popular, I can't really say, but it's a show called Blind Spotting. Um, Hella Bay Area. They had even some of the Bay Area legends like E40 and Too Short involved in the show, and they had cameos and stuff like that. I just like the story that they were telling there. That even though it has some familiar tropes from like urban entertainment, it was still like a unique way to tell these stories. So that was a show that I really rooted for. It's a show that you probably seen me play scenes from just because I really enjoyed that. I was liking where that show was headed. So I don't know. With Stars, like they disappoint me because I just don't understand. Like, what are y'all doing? I don't get it. What direction do y'all want to take with that network? Because it seems like the only thing that y'all have figured out is Power. Like even this last season of what's Tommy's show? Not Ghost. Force. Even this last season of Force was like really good. And now Kanan is on the way back, and of course they already wrapped Ghost. So whenever that comes back, I'm pretty sure that's like the number one viewed show out of all of those. But outside of that, I'm just disappointed in Stars because they have good shows that they can hold on to and develop. At least in my opinion, I don't watch a whole lot of shows because I'm just not that interested now. So for Stars to make shows that capture my attention like that, it's even more disappointing to me because I get invested in them and then it's just over. Like that's it. Yeah, I just let it go. Like, come on, man. Yeah, man. That just I was kind of sour about that. Like, y'all gotta do better with this. It's just the whole thing but cancel. Like they just canceled the shows. I know it was another show that was kind of like a Girlfriends or whatever. I probably watched like 2 episodes of it. That probably had potential too, but I haven't heard that other show was canceled. I'm not even gonna say the name of that one, but the stripper show. You know, that kind of content we can stick it out with that. It's annoying, man. I know I'm turning into an old man when it comes to a lot of this stuff, but I like variety. I don't just want to see sex, drugs, and murder. I think there are a lot of other ways to entertain people than that. Like that was my issue with Tubi. It's just like I know like Tubi has other things going on, but if you just scroll the stuff that we create, you see a lot of that. So it's like it's been grinding my gears. I've been over it, and I'm an equal opportunist. If you watch Power with me, you know I fast forward through all sex scenes. I don't care what the gender is. I don't care about none of that. I do not want to see that. Softcore porn. I'm not here for it. So yes, I fast forward through. You know when it's coming. I fast forward through all the sex scenes. Not interested. That's garbage TV to me. It's filth. You can throw it in the trash, as far as I'm concerned. So then that's why I probably don't have no watch parties, because y'all would be mad at me. I know it's people that actually enjoy seeing that. Nah, I'm not interested. I'm not into it, man. I think you might as well go watch some porn on your own in the privacy of your own home, because I'm just not messing with that. But yeah, this whole setup is taking a little bit of my time. I already said before, it's kind of funny when you get intentional about what you're doing. Then I guess life will be testing you to see how serious you are about it, because it seemed like everything just started getting in my way. Everything. The last 2 months has just been like a whirlwind, and it all happened so fast. I didn't realize how much time it actually went past since I recorded. And then when I tried to get back to it, then the file corrupted. But man, I was dealing with sinuses, and then my jaw was about as big as Kanye after the accident. Had some oral surgery. We've been dealing with all kind of family issues, and man, just left and right. I actually ended the last podcast because I had to go have a baby. It was time for her to come, and I'm probably an hour after I left to go back to the hospital, she was born. So it's been a lot. No complaints at all. It's life. I just find it funny how now that it's no longer about the fun, this is something I have to fight for. You know, I still don't have, like, I didn't realize how much of a visionary I am. I have my vision for like even the space that I want to be in, but like in the meantime, I'm working all of that out, and I continue to invest in myself. Excuse me, I'm continuing that, like, add to the arsenal. I continue to plan. I continue to like look forward to all of the things that I have to come, because I really get excited about this. So it's been an interesting time. 23. I felt like it moved fast, but then when I think about everything that's happened this year, it's been a long year. It's been a long year. It's been full of adventure. And now that I'm getting a little chance to reflect on everything, it's kind of slowed down. I like personally, I've been at peace for a while, but just in terms of how life is moving, how everything is going, I don't know, man. My gratitude is on 1,000. I'm more grateful. I mean, just simply for life, but the people in my life, the people no longer in my life. I even had to check myself, because even the energy was a little off for a while when I was giving energy to people that didn't matter. I was giving energy to situations that didn't matter. And you could kind of get some of that from like a handful of the videos I was making, where I had to like pivot. I had to check myself and just say, like, just get back to the basics, get back to what you know, get back to what's important to you. What mean the world to you? Definitely not the foolishness going on with other people. If I let myself slip and start paying attention to stuff that I don't even care about, when people are dysfunctional and they have things going on, you don't have to make that a part of your life. Doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter how long you've known them. It doesn't matter what a person even meant to you before. Like, somebody could have been your friend for a lifetime. If y'all not moving in concert with each other, and I understand we all move at different paces, but sometimes you just got to let it go. And that's one thing I have become a professional at in my life, is just letting it go. Now, granted, I'm gonna still have some moments with certain things, especially when it's situational. When you might not be getting the outward reaction, but internally, it's a lot of thought going on. But just in terms of how I'm handling a lot of the stuff that's happening, um, it's just one of those signs that like times are changing. That I really rearranged a lot of things in my life and in my mind because the response is so different. And like, I'm proud of that. When I think about where my life was headed a couple of years ago and how all of that got rearranged, like, I'm thankful for all of the mess and the chaos that I had to go through to get to this point because I got a lifetime full of lessons. I don't speak from other people's experience. I'm not taking what somebody else said or somebody else's life and trying to make it mine. It's not some narcissistic point of view. When I speak about myself, I understand that, you know, people take things from that. It's certain points that I make. People have been coming back to me about like, damn, I never even thought about a situation like that before. So it's like, okay, well, like clearly I'm on to something. So one of the reasons why I wanted to invite other people on is just so I'm not talking about myself so much. I don't want it to come across like that. Like I'm all about me because not at all. But like in this space, it's kind of hard to give you somebody else's point of view. I don't even know how I would do that. And I think for the people that are a little more inauthentic, it's obvious. You can tell when somebody is like stealing material, you know, when you have like the same points as somebody else and they already beat you to it. I can't, like, I know I'm not going to have 100% of the most unique takes on anything because we all see some of the, well, I'm not going to say we all, it's people out there that see some of the same situations through the same lens. They might have like similar experience with whatever the topic is. So, I think we can all be fine with that. I think Twitter exposed that a lot of people think, I'll say that there's more people out there that think what you think than just you. And not on all things, but when you just go and search certain topics, people might word it a different way, but we all kind of on the same page. That's what you find. There's people on the same wavelength. I'm fine with that, but you got to be you at all times. And I think for the most part of my life, there hasn't been a whole lot of times where I wasn't able to just be me. As a matter of fact, I'm always me. It's just like what level of comfort I have with that. Because being me comes with a little bit of controversy sometimes. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say some things that other people might not be able to. You know, I have a certain comfort about truth that just allows me to be free. And I don't want to be an asshole about it. It's just like if you have a problem with it, you might want to check yourself first before you come to me, because why are you mad? Is what I said wrong? Let's start there. And then from there, it's just like you got to fix whatever issues you going on. You got to fix whatever issues you got going on, whatever this projection is you got happening here. I'm not really the problem you have with what was said. There's something going on with you. So the more I learn that, that's even helped me as far as response. That's even helped me like just understanding most of what people have going on has nothing to do with you. So I don't take it personal no more. It's like, all right, that's fine. I've been able to tell people they're right, even when I know they're not. I'm just not going to keep talking to you. You know, you would think a conversation went a certain way. And for me, it was just like, all right, I'm going to end this. I'm smarter now. I know how to get out of this without all the conflict that used to come from talking to people before. It's like, man, it's a waste of time. Why would I be giving you my energy when I could be doing something so much more productive with it? Like, I hate wasting time talking to people about nothing. I hate wasting time listening to people talk about nothing. So now I don't want to be a part of your circus, man. There's other people that's much more willing to do that with you. I promise you that. That's just what it is, man. I'm grateful for all of this mess because I see the beauty in it now. I see all of the blessings that have come out of my life being rearranged. I've learned to adjust in ways that I didn't even know I could. So it's always a show of gratitude. Y'all hear me talk about love all the time because it's so important to me, and I love you. I love all of y'all. I really hope you love yourself. Like that's one thing I want to see like willed into everybody's life is just love. It's so important. It's so necessary with all of us existing in the same spaces. We destroy each other without it. So that's why it's such a mainstay for me. I think that in either the form of words or imagery has been a part of damn near every last one of my videos. So that's something else I'm proud of. That's a measure of consistency that I make sure to let you know that it's real to me. And I hope you get some of it. I hope it rub off on you, you know? Even if I'm mad about something I'm talking about or whatever, like, that's all love. I don't mean nobody no harm. I'm not trying to hurt you. I don't want to destroy nobody. I'm actually trying to uplift. So that's my goal. At least one of them. In the meantime, even if I can't, or even if I'm not able to record as much as I want to, I still work behind the scenes, and improvement is so important to me that I'm doing more to just get better. I'm taking a picture of my setup and just laughing about where I started versus where I am today. And it's night and day. So now even my cousin told me, like, stop worrying about where I want to take it. I get there, but just go day by day, take it step by step, start where you are. And that's just a little reinforcement. That's something that's motivational for me at times where I get in my head about stuff that I shouldn't even be worried about because I'm already doing the work. So there's nothing left to do but keep doing it. If you made it this far, I definitely love you. I can get to rambling. I can get to talking about whatever is popping in my head, and it'll go for a while. So hit the like button. Share this with somebody. That is gross. I'm sorry. I'm gassy. You know, it's going to come out one end or the other. So I got to get out of here. I love you, and I'm out.